Right then, so we decided that we would come back to Australia, WA, and take a flight sort of heading towards the Perth area a little bit more, heading out to Coolup, delivery of a plane. The idea being is that it then opens up more of an area closer to Perth, and so with luck there'll be a choice of sort of more missions around there as we work our way up the coast. So this was a ferry flight, and it was quite sort of standard stuff, and it was really just to try and earn a bit more money to do the IFR exam. So we did the standard takeoff. Also, the thing is trying to get real world weather. I believe when I get my IFR rating. Although I have seen online that some people are complaining that it actually means because the weather can be so bad in places that you can't do a lot of the missions. So we'll probably find out what the problems are with that later on. So here the only there were a few concerns there always are. Was it the top right hand corner there, the mission steps? It was asking me to climb to 11,000 feet, which I don't know, it seems excessive. It probably isn't for this aircraft, but anyway, again, with this I just decided to do autopilot in nav mode and head it straight along, yeah, and there's Australia for you. It was reasonably flat most of the way. I had actually lost my cameras that I did have all set up. For some reason they changed around again. It could be because this is the cargo version of the 172 and I'd set cameras up for the G1000 version. So I moved some. This is the rear view window where the cargo... Oh no, sorry, the cargo is the next mission we did. So this is just a rear view. Yes, so actually thinking about it now, this wasn't the cargo run, so it wasn't a cargo plane. I don't think, I can't remember now. Anyway, the camera views had got stuffed up. This is closer to our destination where the landscape changed a bit. We're starting to get the trees. There's a few hills and things around there. As we're getting closer to the runway, I wasn't quite sure what to expect when we finally got here. But since we were coming in from the direction which was going to be the final anyway, it turned out to be quite handy. Here I was actually just having a few problems in trying to remind myself how to get the autopilot to descend. Again, I've forgotten so much stuff that I should really go back to looking up how these things work, but I haven't. Well, I am gradually, but I should do it a bit more. And yeah, so this was trying to keep an eye open for the runway. At this point I didn't know whether or not it was going to be a, you know, like a dirt strip or anything. Again, I could have checked earlier to actually see what was there, but anyway, I was pleased when I saw that it was some kind of bitumen down there. So yes, we just came in for a simple landing. I think with real weather, we might well have problems with crosswinds and things like that. I can't land properly the best of times. As soon as you throw in any kind of crosswinds and stuff, I'm all over the place. So it could be interesting.
Yankee Whiskey Alpha November traffic 46666 Echo Charlie Tango 678 is on final runway 09er to land.
So yes, we're just coming down to do the normal landing here. Now, when you come down, once you get to a certain height, you're supposed to flare the aircraft, bring the nose up, and and then put it down gently. I'm just no good at that. And the other thing I'm also not very good at is sometimes trying to keep it on the center line. And as you can see here, we drifted right over, and it pinged me straight away there saying undesignated landing area, which, I mean, that's fair enough. But this next bit I felt was a little bit unfair, so I'm slowing down. I'm stopping, and I need to turn around to get back to the stop and hold short. And as you can see, I mean, it's just a straight runway, so turning around is going to be, a little bit interesting. I mean, I suppose I could have gone right up to the very end, but as soon as I did that, it came up with that as well, so I'm not quite sure what was going on. I probably made a bit of a boo-boo somewhere. Anyway, managed to turn the thing around without getting stuck in the field. And yeah, we started heading back. All the way back from there. Into the parking zone, where they've got floating rocks, I noticed.
I know repositioning flights are not always easy missions, but you did a solid job and I appreciate it.
So that was nice to hear, considering I, botched the landing and could have completely destroyed his aircraft that I was delivering for him. But, yes, so that was that one. We were then able to take on light cargo missions after this, which was new. So here you can see that the landing smoothness was only 73%, and a few aviator performances, runway excursion, undesignated landing area, radio communications, which I'm not sure when that happened. Yes, so we got a few bonuses. So I was quite lucky to get away with A grading for that. Increase the revenue, or the income, the money. A few more levels. And that opened up cargo transport missions, so light. And for here we were sent over to Madagascar, of all places. So very much a change of scenery. And this was flying bulk cargo to Ambodifatatra, which, yes, as you can see here, is actually off the coast of Madagascar to the island. I believe it's the island of Ambodifatatra. And thinking that, just trying to work out whereabouts we'd start our descent.
Hi there. It's Widad. Now that you're all set up, let me go over the important details with you. Loose cargo on board. This is a very important shipment for one of our clients. Needs to get to Ambodifatatra promptly. Our sensitive cargo containers are built to handle slight turbulence, but maintain a constant flight speed and adapt to changing conditions. A prompt and safe delivery is key for the success of our business. You have all the pertinent information in your flight packet as a reminder. Safe travels.
And so off we took with our cargo. And the nice thing about the island of Ambo Diffo Utra, however you pronounce it, is that their main town. I think that is the main town, but there's a place called Nosy Baraha as well, so they've got some fantastic names out there. So yes, a change of scenery this time, with a lot of palm trees and buildings that I'm sure don't look like that over there. But hey, you know, I mean, it gives a rough idea of stuff. We're still not that it's happening in career mode at the moment because we don't have live weather at the moment. We're not seeing any sort of other live shipping aircraft, that kind of stuff. There seems to be a few bugs within the sim. I mean, there are a lot of complaints about the sim and how it was released. I've been quite lucky. I haven't had many problems. A lot of the problems when things don't work is due to me not knowing what I'm doing. And yes, I can see the frustrations. Things like trying to set cameras, controls, all those kind of things are a bit frustrating. So it was a bit of a long, rather dull flight, but as I said, the scenery was different. And then coming into the island here, it was really the thing of trying to work out.
Foxtrot Mike Alpha, Delta Traffic 46666 Papa, Sierra Romeo 5086 6 miles north 2800. Ford inbound to land runway 25.
So yes, it was a thing of trying to find out where actually runway 25 is. Because, I mean, from here you can't see it. It should be off, as you can see as we approach. And then turning right. So it looked like it should be in that slight cove. But even here, I couldn't see it. So I was just hoping that it would actually be there. Again, because I hadn't checked ahead to see what it was going to look like. I didn't know what I was looking for, but roundabouts here, and as slow as like dead there, on the right hand side, could finally see the strip. So I thought I'd come in nice and slow here because it doesn't look like the sort of place you want to run off in the end.
500.
And yes, and I was aware last time after not landing correctly or not landing on the runway.
Foxtrot Mike Alpha, Delta Traffic 46666 Papa, Sierra Romeo 508 is on final runway 25 to land.
So I wanted to try and get this one right and just aim it straight down the middle. It looks like a bit of a weird place to land because there's no buildings. I can't see any, you know, sort of makeshift roads heading to the place. So I'm not sure if anyone was going to help me unload the parcels that we've got on the plane. And a little bit of touchdown there. Somewhere. Floating. And there we go. Also notice here that the grass sort of appears in stages, so we'll have to look into that. And then I wasn't quite sure where to go, said exit runway, but it was a bit hard to tell where. In the end, it was just pulling over to one side. It seemed to be fine, so that's what I did. And then once I shut down the engine, and that was done. The first light cargo transport done. The results were okay, so I'm quite happy with that. And yep, so it went well. So then I decided to learn how to fly helicopters, which has been very difficult. I'm gradually getting there, but I really want to get on and do the IFR test.